Yo, you guys, this is Blacklist of the Abyss, and you're watching my review for Taboo Tattoo, Episode 10. Okay, as I said last week, reviews will be late because I took the GMATs recently, so I was just busy the entire week. Next week, I'm not really sure if my reviews will be on time because I'm taking a class at I'm taking a class for digital marketing, so and that goes all week, and it involves me taking like trains and stuff, and I'll be getting back late like every day of the week, Monday through Friday. So like I don't really know how that's gonna work out, um, but I'll see. I'll see. But for now, Taboo Tattoo episode 10. Um, the episode ends just where the last one left off, Brad seemingly getting captured by Ajita, but apparently he wasn't actually captured. Despite the efforts of everyone, including Aryabhata at the end there, Brad was able to escape. And then we see this conversation with Seigi and Brad, and honestly, I didn't really. Who cares, really? I mean, who cares? Who cares about this? Okay, we end up having our year-long time skip. Okay, the dreaded time skip, and we see Izzy speaking with Seigi, talking about how she doesn't know if they should actually trust Wiseman or not because he is a scientist and he was responsible for selling American tattoos to the kingdom just because of his research. Okay, so she doesn't think that he would allow the tattoos to be wiped out because that would negatively impact his research, and he cares more about science in his research than he does pretty much anything else. He cares more about that than doing what's right. Okay, so she doesn't think that he can be trusted, but Seigi says, you know what? The enemy of my enemy is my friend, at least until the enemy is defeated. So as long as Aryabhata is around, we can count on him as an ally. And he is right about that. We saw Wiseman talking about this very thing with Brad. So, though the way in which he goes about helping them doesn't necessarily have to be preferable, which we see later on. Well, what ends up happening is that the Selenistan ends up attacking their tentative base. All of them were gone at the time because they were all Seigi was sparring with everybody. Izzy, she had her artificial arm, so he was sparring with her, Tom, and Tamaki at the same time, and he beats them handily. So like it wasn't even difficult for him at all. It was relatively easy. And the way he explains his improvement was that he somehow sees how to move and act. He just sees it. Okay, which I'm assuming is the Brad effect, where because he absorbed Brad, he, I guess, took in some of his skill and like his mind or something, whatever. The point is, this is most likely because of Brad, all right, and the impact that devouring him had. Okay, Bakano style devouring, you know. But anyway, while they were off doing that, Selenistan attacked their hideout and dropped off a DVD. And on this DVD, it is Aryabhata telling us her plans for the Grand Canyon, trolling Seigi and Izzy pretty much, just messing with them, calling Americans fat, which, I mean, I guess she isn't entirely wrong about that. There are quite a few overweight people in the country. I am not included in that. There are a lot of skinny people too, but if we're just talking about like percent of the population that's overweight, I'm pretty sure America is relatively at the top when it comes to that. So, though I say America, I really mean the United States of America, because the U.S. is only a part of America, hence United States of America, because we're only a part of it. America includes pretty much the entire Western Hemisphere there, but you know, whatever. Okay, she was insulting Americans, and she showed us that she has Lisa. Okay, and of course, showing Lisa makes Seigi and Izzy want to instantly go and help her. However, Wiseman tells them no, don't go. It doesn't matter if Aryabhata gets the ruins because she can't really do anything without having all the keys. So she can't do anything with those ruins, and which well, not she can do something with them, but she can't enact her plan until she has the keys. And his plan is to create a virus and plant that virus in Seigi's tattoo and have that virus destroy the ruin system, thereby preventing Aryabata from completing her plan. However, that virus isn't complete yet, and if Seigi dies before the virus is complete and installed in his tattoo, then it's game over. So he says, don't go over there, you don't know what can happen, you can die, Aryabata. She uses the atmosphere as a trigger to control the powers of all of her sisters. She is the strongest of the sealed. Do not go because it would be stupid. They go anyway. Okay. They say that, oh well, don't worry, we'll put our lives on the line in order to keep Seigi safe. Like what? Like you say that like that means something. Aryabata and the Brahman have already proven that it doesn't matter how hard you try, they will beat you at your best. And they don't even have to be at their best in order to do that. So it doesn't so you saying we're going to put our lives on the line and keep Seigi, that doesn't mean anything. But in order to say that, in order for that to mean something, you would have to actually be capable of holding your own against them, and you're not, right? So that so that statement means nothing. But she had a gun on Wiseman, so what can he do, right? They choose to go anyway. They go for the sake of getting Lisa back. Later, we see the scene of Tamaki talking with his fiancée Yumi, and he raises a bunch of death flags to the point where they're literally just calling the writers out and like, no, Tamaki, why are you saying these things? You're raising death flag after death flag. No, why would you do this? And he raised he raised so many death flags, and they made such a big joke out of it that I legit think he's surviving. Like, like they can't kill him off after. Like you can't. If they were to kill him off after this, then it would defeat the entire purpose of using these death flags for comedy, right? Because the entire point of him dropping all those death flags was for it to be funny. That's why Yumi kept pointing it out, like, no, why are you doing this? That's why they kept pointing it out, because it was supposed to be funny. But then you actually kill him off, it's like, well, you just ruined the it would defeat the purpose of using all that for comedy. So I think that he's going to survive. I would hope so. But yeah, eventually him and the others, they make it to the Grand Canyon. Ajita shows up and summons his source, the giant bug thing. He talks about returning to the Earth, so I'm assuming he is going to die as a result of this attack. Not like I care. I mean, he's been in this is the third episode he's been in. Like, it's who cares? Who cares about, does anybody care about Ajita of all people? Like, I honestly don't think anyone cares about him. Okay, but he starts things off, and from there, a giant fight breaks out. The Brahman are there, Seigi's group, they're there. The U.S. soldiers, the Tattoo Corps, they're there as well. Everybody's attacking everybody. The U.S. is even attacking Seigi's group because they don't recognize that they're on their side. All they know is like, oh, there are people over there. It's probably them. Like, they're just shooting. Okay. Lisa shows up as well, so she attacks Izzy. She's been taken over by Mish, the same way she took over Togo back in episode 2 and 3, I believe it was. Laka shows up as well, and he starts telling us Izzy's backstory. Apparently her brother, and her parents were visiting the Grand Canyon, and they just so happened to stumble upon the ruins, and Izzy got her tattoo while her brother got the triggerless tattoo, and that did not end well for him. Okay, so Izzy's the only one who ended up surviving that. Did her parents survive? I don't remember if her parents survived or not. At the very least, the brother didn't, because, triggerless tattoo in it, I don't remember if the parents survived, but no one really cares about them. The point is that it was because of the incident that the U.S. ended up discovering tattoos, and it's because of that incident that Izzy was pretty much forced to join the U.S. Army. That is a decent flashback, and it explains why she feels the way she feels about tattoos and why she carries herself the way she does. Throughout this series, we haven't seen her display the same degree of uh, passion or the same mindset that people like Sanders or Lisa have shown. People who have joined on their own free will, pretty much. She has always been different from them in the way that she thinks about situations, in the way that she reacts to them, and the decisions that she makes, and that this backstory makes sense. However, everybody knows the show don't tell rule. Right? Everybody knows that you're not. This would have been much more effective if you actually showed it to us via a flashback instead of just having Lockett tell us like this. It would have been more effective that way. But you know, it's something. It's a positive point to the episode. So you know, it's fine. I mean, it's not fine, but I guess it is. You know, I don't know if you can tell, but the later in the week, the later my reviews get, the less I care about them. So like right now, I honestly luckily this is the type of episode where there isn't much to review anyway. There's nothing to analyze really, so I can afford to just kind of not care that much and just get it done and just get through it. All right, but like you can probably tell that the later the reviews get, it's just like, okay, let's just get this over with. Like that's my mindset right now. So I'm just like, you know, usually I would be slightly more annoyed at the fact they didn't just show this to us through a flashback or something, and they just told it to us. But it's like who cares? All right, at this point, who cares? We're 10 episodes in. Who cares? All right. If I could change 3 things, this wouldn't even be on there. Okay, like there are more higher priority things I would have changed besides showing us Izzy's backstory through a flashback rather than just telling it to us. Okay, so it's just not as high on the priority list as some of the other things, like explaining the power system. Okay, like it's just not as high as stuff like that. Okay, but anyway, lastly, well, second to last, Tamaki ends up fighting the girl with the needles who she didn't destroy their base, but she kind of just punctured it, you know. This girl is she's very entertaining. Okay, she's a hardcore masochist. Okay, she is crazy. Okay, and it's very entertaining. I'm not gonna lie, she's actually quite funny. Like I'm disappointed it took us 10 episodes to get to her. Like legit, I am more interested in seeing her fight Tamaki than I am in pretty much anything else that's going on right now. Okay, Seiki and Tom are headed towards the ruins. I'm not really, honestly, I don't really care that much. Okay, Arya Bot ended up confronting Sanders at the end of the episode. Cal was there too. All right, and she ends up, she referring to Arya Bata, takes him out with some weird tattoo attack. It's like some purple mist stuff. Like I don't really know what's going on with that. But I'm not gonna lie. After this episode, the thing I care the most about is seeing Tamaki and this needle girl interact. I don't know her name. I'm guessing we'll get it next week, but I'm most interested in her and Tamaki right now. So that's that. I guess if I'm gonna give this episode a rating, I'll give it a 6 out of 10 because let's be honest, not much really happened here. I mean, we got to see how much Seigi has improved, but it's kind of just a Deus Ex Machina. Like he hasn't actually improved. He just sees it. He just sees how to act. You know, it's like they take a step forward and they take half a step back. And you're like, well, I mean, I guess that's progress, but like, couldn't you just taken the full step? Like, you know, so there's that. And the only other thing would be Tamaki and the Needle Girl. You know, those are the only other positives in this episode. It was pretty much just mediocre. So I'm going to give this episode a 6 out of 10, and that is that, you guys. Rate, comment, subscribe, follow me on Twitter at BlacklistOTA, and I will see you guys next time.